Welcome in to Cutlery Corner Network. You are listening to Michael Prater giggle in the background. So we have Michael here with us. Thank you so much.
Be good to be here. We got some brand new stuff.
Oh, gosh.
We've got some new designs, and we've got a lot of new stuff that's going to be coming on again a little bit later here.
Excited to show you all this new stuff he is talking about, and a lot of great choices too. I noticed that you have different brands and of course different frames and just new things that you guys will enjoy. So thanks for stopping by here. I know
Good to be here
working
today.
on some stuff.
Oh yes, we've got some new items here that we're looking at doing with knife handles.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times we'll talk about how Michael creates a block and then he takes from the block and customizes the knife handle. Well, here's what one of those blocks look like. So
That's it.
Neat.
So we've got, we can take and blend different resins on different woods and stuff. And so that's what we're looking at doing, is giving, putting stone and wood together.
I like this combination. It's beautiful. And always you're going to get a one-of-a-kind knife. So Michael's going to be putting that on knife handles, I believe, next week.
Now, this piece right here came off of Jim Frost's farm.
Yeah.
Y'all had a stump of it sitting here one day. It's been 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to have that.
I can
And
see
I've
why,
made-
because look at the wood grain in that.
I've made knife handles.
Beautiful.
Y'all were just stabbing knives in it. I thought, that's a shame.
So you snatched that up, and now we're seeing some custom knives. So that is to come. That this is how it starts, but we'll show you the finished product here in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So we're going to go through, and we're going to start off with, it looks like your show special, Michael Prater's show special.
Little stopping here. Folks, this is the new abalone that we've come up with.
Yes.
It's taken several
Look at that.
experiments to get to this stage. Well, what I did is I had a real abalone shell laying there.
Okay.
I looked at this thing for months, on top of months, trying to figure out what pearls and what iridescence would take and work to give us the same look that's in that shell.
Well, you mastered it, as always.
And this is what we've come up with.
And this is on a Hen and Rooster Stockman, guys. This is that 4-inch Hen and Rooster Stockman. These are always in the $80
Yes.
price range. Michael Prater is doing a show special today. That is very special at $48.75.
I was very proud whenever I made my first sheet of this here. And then I screwed up the second sheet.
Well, but that's all about
Then I back
custom
up.
knife making. I mean, that's how that works. And
It's trial and error.
Yeah.
But it's to me it's turned out to be very, very close to the original shell.
yeah. And we're going to see more of this, and I have more questions about that.
Yes.
Abalone coral on, but there's a couple of different handles, and I'll save them for that. But this is your show special, guys, and it is just $48.75 on a huge 4-inch University
4-inch,
Stockman.
yes.
That's just an excellent knife
Gorgeous.
to begin with. Yes. Now,
Are we holding this one back? Or
we're moving that one down.
we're sending it down the line?
Sending it down the line. This is the new painted pony that you just made.
This piece right here, if you look at it, it looks like a desert scene.
Oh, I love this.
Everything on this piece just goes together and gives you. It's like if you're sitting out on the edge of the desert.
Look at that.
The different scenes that you see,
Yes.
the different hills and everything, even in the orange piney.
Yes.
If you look at sand dunes in the desert, they all ripple and look like they're moving.
I've been to Sedona, Arizona before, and I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
That painted desert
Yes.
there.
Yes.
That's what you see. And this canyon turquoise, beautiful. We haven't seen that in a while.
It's a little hard to get. We've ordered some more of it. Haven't got it yet. As a matter of fact, I think I've got.
I like that.
I have a bunch of stone ordered right now, and we're waiting for it to get here.
This was Terry's favorite part about it. He was like, look at the firework on that.
Yes.
And then,
And you've got a lot of backspring there to work with. And then we did the 3D cut on the bolsters.
Okay, tell me about that because that is gorgeous.
Folks,
Looks like jewelry.
We take 1 inch cutoff wheels, and they're made by Dremel, but you take and you have to have a steady hand because if you look at every one of those cuts, they are bumped next to each other.
Yes.
And
It's
you
beautiful.
Whenever we're doing that, we actually wear a 30 times headset, so that whenever your piece is a foot in front of you, but it looks like it's right in your eyes.
Very magnified.
That way you can take and get your cuts and stuff exactly where you need to put it.
Mercy. And you only made 5 of these.
That's only 5 of
But
those.
now this is one that I wish we had a whole bunch. But I know you always have the collector in mind. This is a painted pony.
Yeah, it is a painted pony.
And Michael also has the signed certificate. You'll get the stand with that. Beautiful knife.
If they don't give them to you, call them back and remind them. I give them to them.
He signs them every time he's here.
I think somebody is selling those.
No.
No, I'm just joking.
So that is our first of many painted ponies
Yes.
you're going to see today. So now this is a new Galaxy,
Yes.
a Galaxy Coraline. I've seen just a little bit of that floating through here, but man, it's out of this world, Michael.
Look at the color that pop in that.
I know.
We're working when we're in the warehouse. We're working with lights that are showing us different than what we see here. Mm-hmm. But once we get this stuff in front of the camera, the colors really come together and just give you an out.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
I just, I look at this and every time you come by here, we're looking at new Coralines that you've created, and I'm thinking, this is amazing how you constantly recreate and come up with something just as good as the one before. You know what I mean? It's like they're just so beautiful.
We're constantly experimenting. As a matter of fact, I was doing some experimenting this morning before I left. So we're going to have some other new stuff coming out.
Good.
That you'll see that we're trying to give our customers.
My only complaint with this one is we have 11. There's only 11.
That's your problem. That's not my problem.
Okay.
Customer, if you want these pieces now, and keep in mind when we say that there's limited quantities on this stuff, that may be all we have in that pattern, in the knife pattern. Mm-hmm. So if you want this stuff, don't hesitate to go ahead and get the numbers and get the price, get it priced out. Yeah. Because when it's gone.
Yeah, unfortunately there are just 11, but it was the limited nature of the fixed blade. So $46.87, the new Galaxy Coraline with a leather sheath. That's just beautiful.
I want you to look at this leather sheath right here, Sheila. Mm-hmm. This piece right here is not your cheap stuff. The leather today is expensive.
Yes.
The tooling and everything for this stuff is expensive.
Yes.
So I mean,
but that's a very thick, nice quality.
It is. This is a 10 to 12 ounce is what that's the size of the thickness of that leather is. So.
Well, it goes great with this Galaxy Skinner, I'll tell you that. So $46.87 on the Galaxy, 116812, item number there. And now we are looking at your latest sunfish. Yes. Oh, that's Frostwood design.
This is one of the Frostwood designs right here.
All right, now Alan told me the other day we're about out of this frame.
We're already about out of those.
You have, I think, about the remaining ones of that, and then they were going to try to make some more of the Last Supper.
These pieces right here, they're as close to an elephant toe that you can come up with. Yeah. And you're talking, folks, I'm talking about these new Frostwood designs walk and talk. I've had some of these in my hands that we've been working with, and I haven't found a lazy one in the bunch. I mean,
they're great quality, aren't they?
They are. I'd say they're probably some of the best quality I've ever seen.
Look at that.
In any of the knives today.
Beautiful, Michael. Beautiful. Okay, I want to look at the bottom now that
Yes.
I've seen the.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
All right.
wow. Wow. So this is jasper stone. You have this new turquoise.
This is a new turquoise. We got in a small sample of it.
Okay.
And we used it on, I think, 5 or 10 knives.
I love seeing it. I wish you had more. And then that large chevron spacer, which normally those are not the centerpiece in a knife, but I think that looks wonderful with this color
This
combination.
wide chevron wood was special ordered. And I've only got maybe enough to do another 15, 20 knives, and I'll be out of it.
You know what else I like about this? Look at how you guys curved this hammering on the bolster. I think that is, you know, what I love about you guys.
What we do, like on that piece right there, we've got different washers. And we'll lay that out on that, we'll trace that pattern, scribe that pattern out.
Yeah.
And then we'll start filling it in. We have a bunch of rubber washers that we can bend to the shape of the bolster. That way it gives us a good circumference to work with.
It's beautiful. I love the way that you guys look at the knife and then create around the frame. You know,
we let it talk to us.
I mean, honestly, that's a great way of describing that. You let the knife tell you what it needs. I mean, because
you can start out, and I found this out years ago whenever I first started working with knives. You can try to force what you want to do on a piece. Usually you're better off to lay it down and look at it,
let it talk.
understand it,
Yes.
and then do it.
Yeah.
And that's what's hard for us to do, is to find people that can comprehend
the flow of it.
Yes.
And that is a masterpiece. I mean, truly. You only made 5.
5 of those.
That's
We're
typical.
trying to keep these numbers because we don't have a vast amount of the knives. Keep it, where we can do several different designs. So
$487.
Yes.
116,799 on the Painted Pony Sunfish. All right, now this next one, this is, I always laugh at this because he growls when it comes to this frame. But now our customers,
Choctaw.
they love a Choctaw. And when you customize it, it is next level. So this is a signature series with the new blue cloud.
It is.
Kayla's favorite, she said.
Years ago, when we first came up with blue cloud, we only used 2 colors, blue and white. So now we use a blue, white, and silver.
I noticed the silver. I like
The silver actually, if you're looking at, which I was doing that yesterday evening. I was sitting in our sunroom after one of the rains, and there was a couple of beautiful white clouds hanging up, and I could see all the different colors in it, and I saw the shape of a bear's head in one of those clouds.
Really?
Yeah.
Always looking. You're always looking beyond what's there.
Yes, it can
a
be
true artist.
It can be a curse, is what it can be,
Or inspiration.
or an inspiration.
But now the Choctaw, Michael told us before, because of this handle and the way that it is curved.
It's a nightmare.
I
don't know who originally designed this.
That's a Jim
Probably
Frost.
Jim Frost.
Yes, it's a Jim Frost design, which is a great hunter. I know we saw a lot of these for hunting, but it's a nice
They're
3
beautiful
3/4
now, but
lockback.
they're a booger to work on. I'll put it like that.
Well, we really
they
like
do
it
turn out beautiful.
with the blue cloud. As a matter of fact, it might be the only Choctaw I have on the show today. Is it the only one, Jessica?
I think we used up all of the large Choctaw.
One more, she said. So if you like the Choctaw, there's one more coming. 116804. Okay, this is always
Folding Hunter.
so popular.
The Folding Hunter is probably one of the oldest patterns out there. This style knife came along after the patch knives. I don't know if you remember what patch knives are.
Yes, I do, for muzzleloaders.
A lot of the people don't know what a patch knife is. It's what they use with a black powder.
Yeah.
They would take and drop the ball to have the cloth or a patch, drop the ball in, and then he cut that wad.
And you have to just ram it down with the ramrod.
With what was called a patch knife. So.
Yep.
But this pattern
That's a long
right
time
here,
ago. So that
this pattern has been around. Case, I think Case made this pattern for years. Winchester made this pattern. I think Camillus even made this pattern for a lot of people.
So this is Hen and Rooster, and I also want to point out some of the prices you're going to see today, since Michael decided to come see us. We are doing some really good pricing on a lot of the knives because this is normally $88.75. I just looked on the back of it. This is D2.
Oh yeah.
So today it is $68.75. That is Star Spangled Banner Coraline. You will get the Hen and Rooster form sheath with it too. And I like the fact, and I know this is probably a headache also, but you went back and put that shield in there.
That's Terry is doing.
I like that though. You know, you still sticking with the brand and blending with Michael Prater Custom.
Sometimes we get shields from Terry, and we start cutting one style, one pattern. Well, we'll end up with 2 or 3 different sizes in that one bag.
Yeah.
And so we've started cutting one hole, and we've got a different size.
Well,
Well,
yeah. But
you got to understand, Terry.
Yes, yes. So that is $68.75, guys, saving at least $20 today. 116735. Is this your Larimar?
That's the Larimar.
Okay, boy, that's beautiful.
That is the Larimar.
Let me see what else you got. You have green malachite.
Yes.
Yellow dino.
Yes.
And then this kind of a black and silver.
Yes.
Coraline, beautiful. I like these.
Everything in that right there.
Ooh, that works.
Just
that
popped.
magnet works.
I mean, whenever we started laying these pieces out, I'm looking at Kevin, and he's saying, "I think we need to change this." I said, "No, we don't. Everything right there,
I'm glad,
blends together. It's the color. The color combination goes great with it."
And so, I fear that I would have the tendency to keep going back to the same thing, not on purpose, but just, I don't know. You always, like, we've never seen this combination before.
We've never done this combination. We were on the stone rack, looking at a bunch of different stuff.
Yes.
And that was sitting there, and I said, grab that piece right there, get some pieces off the saw. And we went back and laid it out, and everything just flowed together right there.
And you know what I like is that green malachite, and, and the black and the that silver makes that green malachite just really pop.
That silver up next to the brass is what pops. It sets itself apart.
These are so, they're original.
The clasp.
It's big.
Is another one of the older knives. I think that piece actually came out in that Case Classic whenever Jim Parker still had Case.
But that's a big 5.5-inch clasp knife. And so the benefit to that, obviously, you're getting all of this custom handle material. You could probably make 2 trappers out of a big clasp.
That's what somebody says, well, it's just a knife. Well, yeah, it's just a knife, but there's a lot of material there.
Of expensive.
I have to make Terry understand that sometimes because he wants to. He took up Jim Frost dickering with me on pricing.
Just a little bit.
So I have to.
Y'all got to meet in the middle. But that's $493 on the Kingsman Blue Web class, 116802 item number. So this is that new abalone we were talking about. Now, I wanted to circle back. You were talking about how this was hard. Tell me what makes this one that was a little bit more difficult than, your other Coraline.
Because if you look at a big piece of abalone, a big shell of abalone, because of the layers that I guess you say God made them that way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The different layers in it have different colors in it.
Yeah.
And when you're standing there looking at it, you ask 5 people how many colors you see in that.
And they'll say something different.
You're going to have 5 different answers in there.
Well, that's one of the things I've noticed about this Coraline too. And you'll see here, front to back,
Yes.
how the knife varies in colors.
Yeah.
But that's what abalone
That's
does.
exactly what abalone does.
But look at this. So you also captured this iridescent sheen, that you see.
This
is hard.
This material here has 6 different colors.
Oh my.
6 colors in it.
Because I see green and blue in them sometimes.
And that has to be poured into the mold in a certain way, or it's going to come out of different material.
Yeah.
So in this recipe here, we have it written down
In steps.
What goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Interesting.
So, folks, you're never going to have 2 of these alike. Never, ever.
That is beautiful.
They're all one of a kind.
$36.87 is it. I like this little upsweep Skinner too.
That right there is, years ago I used to make what I called a model number 4. That was a model number 4 is what that was.
And again, the downside is we only have 16, but I understand that's a Terry
I
problem.
think y'all had 25 of them to start with.
We may have already.
Somebody's already gotten into them.
Yep. So 116810 for, they're calling it the coral reef, but that's the new abalone, $36.87. Now, I like this name, and our customers do too, the Medicine Man.
Yes. Medicine Man is one of the colors that I started doing
That's pretty.
the first time I had my Medicine Man come into the building. Red Bear came in to do a blessing on my building.
Yeah.
And the next sheet of material I made gave me the same feeling that I had whenever he was doing
That's interesting.
our building. So
Yeah.
I called it Medicine Man. If you remember, we did one also that we named Little Willow from the lady that came in.
I remember.
With another one of the medicine men, and we did a tribute to her because she passed away, and we called it Little Willow.
Little Willow.
So,
Well, and see, these are stories that we don't know until you come here.
yeah.
So that's what I love about you coming by because I just thought, man, that looks really cool and that has a great name, Medicine Man. But yeah, this is actually named after the Medicine Man after he came to your shop. So very cool. That's also on a Hen and Rooster 2-blade Barlow.
Barlows to me is one of the most useful.
Yeah.
Tool. Now, well, it's a tool, but it's the most useful knife. My grandfather carried one for years.
That's a story you always hear about the old timers carrying them because they buy them at the hardware shop,
Yeah, Grandpa, he always carried a Barlow.
Yeah.
The bad part about it was whenever he passed, my brother got the knife.
But you're the knife guy. Why would he get the knife?
Well, I got his pipe.
Oh, well, no,
I got his last
that
pipe.
might be a little cooler. $68.75, because that always smells. It'll probably always smell like 116745.
And I still have those pipes.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
So now this is this is another Frostwood.
Another one of the Frostwood
Good
designs
deal.
here.
Good deal.
You can't. Folks, it's hard to describe these pieces until you've got them in your hand.
Oh, I know.
If you look at the Larimar, when you're showing it in the light there, the different ways that it shadows out, and then whenever you take it, turn that over and look at the firework that's in
this
that.
looks a little bit different. How in the world did you do that?
Well,
Wow.
I can't tell you that.
I know. Look at that.
I do have to keep a couple of secrets.
Yes, you have to, because I could never duplicate that if I tried.
We can come up with different designs on the firework and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that 10 times better than I am.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. But you know, it's how that you visualize what it's going to look like.
Well, we haven't got to see a lot of yellow dino lately, so I feel like this year
It's been a little hard. It's been a little hard to get.
I have realized. Yeah, I figured that.
We are having,
I'm glad to see it.
and this is another thing too. Our pearls we're having some problems getting pearls.
I don't like to hear that.
Now, as far as the black lip pearl,
Yeah.
it's pretty much, we can get thin strips, narrow strips and stuff, but we cannot get bigger pieces.
Interesting.
It's
we
like
had kinda heard
it's
that
like
it
the
was-
abalone shell. If you can get pieces of abalone that's an inch by an inch,
Miracle.
you're doing good.
You're doing
So
good on this one. $498. We'll have the stand, the certificate, and there's, again, only 5 of those that'll ever be made. 116744. I like that big sunfish.
a good, beautiful piece.
Now this, I know, this is gorgeous. And
I
there's
first made this piece. This piece is one of the newest. I think 3 weeks ago we did the first of these.
what is this called? Oh, Gold Rush? You know
This
what?
right here, I took the color from one of my
that.
peacocks.
Oh, I can see that.
He
I can totally see
he's
that.
sitting on the banister on the back porch in the sunlight. And I get up and I look at him, and I see all these different colors showing up in his neck and everything. And then whenever he turns around and fans his feathers, then you see the other colors come out. So
It's beautiful.
that was on a Saturday evening that I saw that.
And you know what I like about this too? Is how you're going this direction
Yes.
with the stripes.
Well, I would surprise you to tell you how to put those.
Okay.
I use potato masher.
Really? Really? To drag
To do that
drag
pull,
the
yes.
colors.
I use a potato masher to pull that material.
Because what he's
Right,
describing
right.
is this Coralon starts out as a liquid.
It is a liquid.
And there's different tools that they use to blend the liquid Coralons. So now we know he revealed a secret on that particular one, the
Yes.
potato masher, which gives us that stripe pattern.
I've used everything from hair picks to potato mashers, you name it. If I see something I think will make it a design,
Yeah, whatever works.
I
Whatever
use
works.
it. I use it. But this right here, these colors came from my peacock that's sitting on the back porch.
Okay, I want to know the peacock's name because I know it has a name.
Doodles.
Doodle.
Oh, I've got a male and I've got a peacock and a peahen.
Okay, and what's
Yeah.
her name?
Margie.
Margie.
My turkey's name is PJ. My
Love it.
turkey likes to be petted like the dog.
Yes. Yes. I'm processing all these great names right now.
I had a customer said
Great.
only somebody from North Georgia would be saying I got to go home and pet my turkey.
I have a peacock at home waiting on
Folks, 68.47
Yeah,
for this
that's
knife right,
it.
and it's Damascus at that. So
me. That, and this was the other thing, like Ken and Rooster didn't make a lot of these Damascus Barlows.
Right.
We have less than 50, but doodles, is that what you said?
Doodles.
Doodles. Doodle inspiration. Love it. 6847, the Gold Rush, 116814, item number. I want you to tell me about this. This is that new palm wood,
Royal palm.
royal palm.
Royal palm wood,
This is a first.
folks. Royal palm. This is the root part.
Okay, and that's how it has the pattern?
It has a pattern. If you turn it one way, the pattern is elongated.
Okay.
You turn it another way, then it's little dots.
Ah,
Looks like little bitty specks.
where do you get the palm wood?
I have a gentleman in Florida that is a customer of mine,
It cuts
and
out palm
whenever he gets some beautiful palm root, he'll call me and he'll send me up a box of it,
That's neat.
or a couple of boxes, and there'll be pieces, and then I've got to cut them up and then send them up to have them stabilized.
Stabilized.
Yes.
So here's the thing, though. This is the first time we have ever seen palm root on
Yes.
a painted pony.
Yes.
So if you get this today, I think there's a lot to be said for the first of when it comes to collecting.
And then we've got the gold lip pearl on it.
Yes. Beautiful Winchester 5-inch lockback.
Yes, it's a gorgeous piece. Gorgeous.
It really is. $487.
And it is that knife is being made in Winchester, Ohio.
Up in
I'll get it
Ohio.
right here in a minute.
Yes.
Tim Scott.
But
Tim and Tammy.
you enhance the beauty of it.
Yes.
Because it doesn't look like that when it
No,
leaves Tim's place.
Tim, he says, here, you take it and make it beautiful. We'll make it, you make it beautiful.
Yes.
And that's what we do. We have a good working relationship between the two companies.
I like Tim. So $487, 116801, item number for the first king palm. Okay, I've been waiting to get to this set because I'm excited about this. First of all, I'm really taken back by this price. I just saw that. $29.95.
Terry come in about a month ago, he said, look, I've got a pattern coming in that we need to do a lot of different stuff to.
Yes.
And so what we did is I got busy and we started pouring up a bunch of different colors. Mm-hmm. And some of them I can't even remember the names of.
Well, there's Blink. It's hard to forget that one.
Now, that one I love.
Everybody loves that.
I first mixed up that black,
And
pink, and white.
And
it screamed.
so this is on that 7-inch sharp finger Skinner
Yes.
by Coy River. And these are his signature series knives. So you're getting a custom Michael Prater handle. This is his custom Coraline.
There is not an ugly one in the bunch.
Man, there's not. I love looking at these. So the new copper Coraline.
Oh, yeah.
That is really new.
That blue-green
I've never
coming
seen that
around
until
there.
today. That's the first. And this one too, I guess that's like a cinnamon sparkle.
Yeah.
You have fall foliage. That's beautiful.
It's just,
Black lava. So this is your cloudland.
yes.
And you can see that silver in there you were talking about earlier. Is
Cloud-
that the
cloud-
gal? No, wait.
cloud-
Medicine Man. That's Medicine Man.
When I came up with the Cloudland color, we had family reunion up at Cloudland Canyon.
Oh, okay.
And I'd walked out over the bluff right there.
Yeah.
And you can see the clouds hanging down on the top of the mountain there. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'll go back and I'll make that color.
I've got a new Coraline.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, you will get one of these customs. Here's a couple of more choices. Again, Michael just brought these in, and they're $29.95 piece. Now, this is a knife. This is a crazy good opportunity. I think they're normally $39.95, where if you bought 5 of these, which I would, then you're going to, get 5 different ones. We're going to mix them up.
Yes.
Of course. And gosh, I'm a huge fan of this frame to begin with. Like, I really like this sharp finger.
Sharp finger. Schrade made that what was called a sharp finger 100 years ago.
They made it famous.
Yeah.
And
then I remember handling one of those back whenever I was
Voodoo
young.
Blue. That's your Voodoo Blue.
Yeah.
Now I remember that one.
But the design was always very useful.
Yes.
It's easy for caping. It's easy for skinning.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an all-around versatile knife. So.
Yeah. So guys, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Seriously, this is the very first time y'all have seen this. Well, that's red is beautiful. But get as many as you can. You will not regret it. These are signature series, Michael Prater, custom Coralines, and I think we're going to sell every single one of them today.
I would say we stand a really good chance.
You've got a really good chance because they're just $29.95 a piece. This is unbelievable. 116752 for the Our Choice Michael Prater Sharp Finger.
Terry, better be careful because he'll say, I oversold these by about 200.
And then he'll come back, can you make me some more?
Yeah.
So I want to tell you about our specials today. We have the Sharp Stallion, and now this knife will give you free ground shipping. So get all you want today with your Michael Prater Customs, Painted Ponies, Signature Series, anything you like. Add the Stallion on for $19.95, and that'll give you free ground shipping on your entire order. And that is a really nice knife. That is a black, that is a Sharps fixed blade, because I know you've done a lot of custom knives with the Sharps brand too. But they're well made, and you don't have to pay for shipping. So that's the big thing there. Also, with every CCN, and I mean everything you buy today that has a CCN number, and just like the Sharp Finger set, if you bought 5 of those, you will get 5 of these. So this is free. It's called the Tack Extreme Lockback. It's about a 4-inch lockback. And everybody gets one, absolutely free. These are nice little everyday carries. I have one like in the kitchen. You have one in the garage. It's one of those knives you have in your truck. But
In your pocketbook.
in your pocket. Yeah, and so it's free, guys. With every CCN, like if you bought 10 different things today, you're going to get 10 of those. We don't ever get to do that, so that's exciting too. Speaking of exciting.
Look at that right there.
I know. This one also comes with the deluxe box, but this is our giveaway. I don't know how we talked you out of this.
Well, Terry was wanting something that we could take and give the customers a chance to really get in on.
Yeah.
And so this is the one that we did.
It's almost a $2,000 knife.
Yes.
And we are giving it away.
It is fabulous.
It is. It has a red and gold matrix. There's pearl. It's that big 5.5-inch clasp knife. We are giving it away on June the 28th. So you need to be registered by June the 26th. Just keep that in mind.
Is that your anniversary?
No. Close to my birthday, though. But,
Oh, it is?
Yes, we'll talk about that.
Well, we're not going to say how old you are.
Yeah. When's your
18.
birthday?
I just had one about a week and a half ago.
No way. Nobody told us.
I had one May the 4th.
We would have had a cake for you.
And I can tell you how old I am.
Okay.
I'm 73.
Yeah, you're doing great. Wow, that is good. 73. We need to write that date down. Somebody write his birthday down.
Yeah, everybody says May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with my
I hear that all the time. So
That I did hear that on May the 4th. Okay, back on track. Sorry. This is the only knife that we have today with that particular stand.
that right there is. Are we having a storm right now?
I think we are, yes. There's a little rainstorm happening
Sorry
right
about
now.
that, folks.
Yes, we can hear it.
This right here. Look, if you look at all this right here. There you go. Get it light. Look at this is wood from Jim Frost Farm.
Okay, so this is that spalted oak.
This is the spalted white oak that I sent off. I got the stuff. I cut it up in pieces and set it up and I had it stabilized and brought it back and started making knives.
I can see how.
And I am down to very few pieces left now. But it's just absolutely gorgeous.
And that is on a 98 Stockman.
That's on a 98 Stockman.
I'm glad you chose that frame. It just has a very nostalgic look to it anyway.
The wood with that gold pearl on it is, it's soothing to the soul.
Yes, beautiful.
So.
And of course the hammering on the bolsters, the Winchester.
The little Winchester amble too.
Yeah, it's a knife stand.
Yeah, I wished we could get a bunch of those from Tim, but
He only sent us one, so, you know.
well, he's greedy.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
He'll get me for that.
$578.
Get it while you can get it.
116867 on the Spalted Oak Stockman.
Yes.
All right, so we have another 5-inch lockback. I don't know who it was that gave this the nickname the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Is that you or us?
One of my guys was looking at that. See, they've got a red and they've got a blue. We haven't done anything with the red yet. But he looked at it, he
I
said,
really like this blue.
that looks like a swimming pool. So they started calling it swimming pool material.
Well, the name of this one is called Palawan Lockback. Is that in the Philippines? I'm thinking it is. It's a very tropical, beautiful getaway. It's where Terry's
And it's where?
in the Philippines. Terry's gonna
Terry
go.
knows where that's at.
Terry's gonna go there in June. He's going to Palawan. So, but honestly, I've seen pictures, and it looks like that.
Yeah.
But this is Larimar.
The water. I've seen
Gosh,
the water.
that's heavy. Why is it so heavy?
The material is it's a lot of stone there.
It is.
A lot of stone.
I noticed the weight on this one. So here's the filing on the back. Again, and I don't know how you guys, honestly, I don't know how you keep recreating the look. You're not going to see the same look on any of these. The bolster work on this one, very different from all the others, but jewelry grade, Oh, look at the filing on the back of this.
It's all in the imagination.
It's really thick, yeah.
You know what? I told a guy one time. He said that's too pretty to use, and I told him, I said it costs as much to make an ugly knife as it does a pretty one. So
I know. We always talk about you don't have to carry an ugly knife. You make pretty. So $487, guys. There's only 5. 116619, item number. This is the other Lockback, and of course, it has the new Abalone on there. So.
And you threw one in the floor.
No, it was a sheath.
Oh.
It jumped. So here's all the colors. So we've learned that there are 6 different colors that get blended with Abalone.
All right, if you are holding
Look
that,
at the shimmer.
holding that in the light there.
Yeah, can you guys
Look at the gold,
Yes.
the violet, the red, the blue color.
How do you get that layering?
It's all in how we pour it into the mold. It's like
See that?
you've poured pancakes on a griddle.
Yes.
That's exactly how I do this right here. It's poured in puddles. Now there's usually 8 puddles in the mold, and you start pouring one color, then you turn around and you pour the next color, then the next color. Then once you get through, then you take and tilt your mold to move the material.
Blend.
And that's what gives you all these different layers. Because if you see, you cannot feel the difference in those layers.
No, this is smooth as glass.
It's as smooth as glass.
That is unreal. So that is that new Abalone Coraline, Michael's favorite frame he's ever worked on, the Choctaw.
I'm working on a blacklit pearl right now.
A Coraline black, because we can't get it.
No, you cannot get it. And
Makes sense.
I poured one sheet the other day and I screwed it up. So it went in the garbage. It didn't set up in the mold. So
That's okay, but that's how you perfect something.
that's how you get broke.
$34.50.
You throw stuff away.
803. Okay, so here's a trapper.
We have
that's a
had
case.
very few trappers this year. For some reason unknown, we're having problems getting some knives.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the steel or what, but we're having some problems.
Interesting.
But we were able to scarf up a few trappers. And so...
You're not the first to tell me that. So there is a drought there. I'm trying to see how many dots we have there. There's 3 on the top. 4 on the bottom.
You want my glasses?
No, so it's a 2023. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2023 frame, and that is beautiful.
Look at the firework. Look at the firework in the back of that.
Beautiful.
And see, Sheila, if you'll notice, when we're doing the firework, we try to get it as close from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing a three-piece run, a 3 sectional back spring.
So that's Kingman turquoise, and then he also did some Chrysocolla, which Chrysocolla is also
It's in the Kingman family.
turquoise, yeah.
Yes. And then we use some jet onyx on that. So
Again, there's 5. You'll get the stand, the certificate, And 116730 is your item number. It is $487. I want to talk about this one. Tell me where you find brain coral.
Well, it's not from my employees.
They need all of it. Yes.
No, really, I apologize. I have a.
We all need all we can get.
We have a company that we buy our mammoth ivory, our mammoth tusk,
So the Texas guy,
and the from Texas,
Roger.
Charles Turnage,
Charles,
Turnage Fine
yes.
Products. Charles probably is the major distributor for
Rare.
yes the
Just
rare stuff.
Really odd.
Charles is. I met Charles probably 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, cool.
At the Blade Show, and we struck up a conversation and became very, very good friends. And whenever he comes up with a new idea, he's a lot like me. He's always experimenting, and he came up with some brain coral.
Well, it looks very exotic.
Brain coral in itself is in a round shape similar to your brain, so the human brain.
Oh yeah.
And in itself, unless it's stabilized, it's real chalky. It will.
Right.
You start cutting it, it'll try to fall apart.
Yeah.
But with it stabilized and dyed and stuff, it's beautiful.
It really is unique of the pattern.
Yeah, we're doing a blue, we're doing a red, we're doing a pink, we're doing
I'm excited.
a lot of different colors. And so
I do. I really like the pattern in it because you're not going to be able to create that with a coral line. I don't think.
No,
Definitely not a bone handle.
I couldn't get that one. There's certain things that God does it.
He does it best.
He does it better than I do. So
I get it.
I can look at it and wonder how, but
Just leave it to the master. But
Yeah.
that's a 5-inch lockback. So you also have some white and gold matrix
yes,
and
jet onyx.
yeah, those black spacers, which pick up the
Yes.
black that you see there and the brain coral. But $485, 116733.
And that's on a Winchester, folks.
Yes. So speaking of Winchester,
Yes.
this is an unusual frame. What's he got going on here? Like this
This
looks
is
like
this is a
muskrat.
cigar pattern.
Oh,
Is what this is. It's actually a trapper with a blade on each end. If you'll look at the blades, they're trapper blades.
there are trapper blades. I'm like, what is going on with this knife?
They're
I wonder
trapper
how many
blades.
of these were ever made because it was made in
it's
94.
similar to the muskrat, but muskrat has the same blade on both sides.
Yes.
But this is one of the cigar patterns that they did.
What a wild frame.
I've been trying to get Tim to make a run of these because they're very unusual.
Yeah, I bet there's
You
not
don't
many at
you don't
all.
hardly ever see a cigar pattern in it. So
I mean, think about that, folks. So it's a cigar pattern with trapper blades on opposite ends. I've honestly never seen anything like that before.
yeah,
But no, I do love what you did with it. I don't even know what this is called. White and black.
That's a white turquoise.
Okay. And then you also have the
Regular
blood red turquoise.
and the 40 count.
It's beautiful too. So I really think this is the odd find of the day. Like if you're a collector and you're looking for just something really out of the box and unusual and almost bizarre.
We've never had these on the show. Never, ever, ever.
Ever. Didn't even know that
A lot of
existed.
times I'll call Tim up. I say, go back,
Yeah.
get in the boxes back there in the back. Because I'm going to tell you what.
Get in the far back of
folks,
that vault.
if you ever make a trip to Winchester, Ohio, you have to stop by their facility.
Yes.
Because Tim has got stuff from
'Cause his
when
dad.
he was a kid.
Yes.
And there's some old patterns in there.
Well, this is
They've
94.
They've got tooling. They've got tooling from back in the year.
That's 31 years old. Am I doing the math right?
You're right
unreal.
on top of it.
Can you believe that? So $496.
$496,
Yeah.
baby.
I think that's a deal.
Yeah.
That's a steal for that. 116836 on the Wild Horse Winchester we just saw. Here's another 5-inch lockback. This one's giving me, the desert vibe, or Southwest, or what vibe did you get? Oh, this is native lockback. Okay.
These right here, I believe that y'all are getting ready to have some that's going to be coming out with a D2. I believe. Don't hold me to it, but I believe it. I'm correct.
That's red spiny.
Look at red. Look at the red spiny. All right, now look at the 3D work next to that. When you tilt it in the light, it you've seen bracelets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That jewelers.
Oh yeah.
Will work with.
Maybe a diamond cut. Is that what they call that?
Well, we call it a 3D cut.
3D cut.
Yeah, because whenever you get it in light, it looks like it goes in 3 different directions.
Man, that's something. This is the one you have to wear the fancy goggles for.
We may be coming out
Beautiful.
with some sets with earrings.
Yay!
This is something we're looking at.
Turquoise.
We've had a lot of ladies say that, we love to carry the knives. We have our own collections. But why aren't you doing
some matching earrings
and stuff?
Now, is it just me, or is there already more bolster here to work with?
Well,
that just seems like there's a more...
We've added pieces into it.
Okay, that explains it.
We've added into it.
I get it. It's an extension.
We've added into it.
That's awesome.
Well, I started experimenting on a piece just this morning about inlaying turquoise into the back spine of the knife.
Oh, please do.
So I had the first prototype in my hand this morning.
That's exciting. I am excited to see that.
If it comes true, we'll be doing some of it on some Damascus pieces that where we've got it now.
That's fascinating.
So,
we learned something, and again, another nugget of information. But the native lockback, $478, 116743, item number. I have one more fixed blade. I know all of these are pretty low quantity, but we've had like 3 different ones, so hopefully you can get one if you're looking for them. This is called the Season Skinner. Okay, to me it looks like Christmas.
it does.
Now I could celebrate Christmas all
But
year.
it also, if you'll look at that, you remember going out and looking at rose bushes?
Yes.
And you see different roses, especially wild rose.
Yeah. It is a
All right,
rose red
imagine with a mist
on the rose.
on it. Yeah.
That's where that sparkle comes in.
I know, Mom.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
My mom used to, when it come Mother's Day and Father's Day, she'd send me out to the rose bush to get her some, whenever her
Fresh
father
cut?
passed, she'd get her a white rose and she'd wear it to church. If the other grandparent was alive, she'd wear red. So,
That is neat.
Mama was special.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Special.
They are. We just
Yeah,
haven't had it.
and happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you.
So,
And it was good. We didn't do much, but I just got to hang out with the people who I love. So it was good. It was
well,
good.
you didn't invite me.
Well, next time. We'll get together on Father's Day.
Okay, all right.
$46.87. It's called the Season Skinner, and we only have 9.
If you drop that in the woods, you're probably not going to find it.
Yeah, and I do want to point that out. Like, Coraline is really durable.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to take this and go hunting with it, go
Yeah.
right ahead.
Guaranteed. If you take this knife out and you drop it, you tear the handle up on it, you send it back to us.
Well, we've dropped plenty of them.
It's going to be fixed to come back to you.
Yeah, we've dropped a lot.
And we're not
in the
going to
day.
dicker over it.
And
So,
yes, he'll just fix you right up. $46.87, 116813, item number. I love that about you, Michael. You're just a good old fella.
Well, you don't want to lose a customer over $50.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. Now, this right here is some chipped up stone that I had.
Okay. End of the day.
Yeah, it's end of the day, but it's actually stone and micropearl that we've just chipped up, put it in a block, and then sliced it and sanded it and polished it.
Yeah. And we showed you what those blocks look like at the beginning of the show.
It's gorgeous. I mean,
That is pretty. It's electric. I mean, it's kind of.
you
It's real
never
bright.
know. You may be cutting through the block, and you can see different stages where things change or got separated into the block and everything. It's just amazing to see how this stuff all comes together sometimes.
It is beautiful. Brand new. That one's $74.50. End of the day. Calling it the turquoise trapper with all those different colors. So you'll see different colors in yours. You're going to see different.
That's purple and turquoise
Yeah.
and
The way it's laid in
black
there, the
and
different
gray.
shapes, it's all going to be different. But 116684, item number $74.50. I have another 5-inch lockback. So I'm glad you're switching over to these, I noticed, because buck 110s, they're,
Buck 110s is, well, we're having problems getting some of these pieces.
Yeah.
Even the nickel silver buck 110s,
yes.
the scarcity of it is, I do have some pieces that I found,
Oh,
only about 5 or 10 of them.
that's okay.
That we're going
Customize them and bring them on. I love that.
We're going to be fixing
He has a pretty large knife shop, so things get a little lost, and discoveries are great.
Oh, yeah, we found Jimmy Hoffa not long ago.
There you go. So this is your 40-count web turquoise. You have the malachite, and again, we're seeing the magic that you're making on these bolsters.
A lot of times I find it soothing that for us to be able to put these colors together, it really does. It gives you a good feeling that we did this.
It's beautiful. So we'll come with the leather sheath, the custom knife stand, 5-inch lockback, but that's $485. Before we run out of time, Michael, I want to show everybody this one
And
right here.
we can get Tim Scott to sign a paper that says this came from Winchester.
Yeah, might as well.
If we need to, we will. Now,
So that.
Seahorse
Oh, wow.
whittler. I was able to
unbelievable.
purchase 5 of these.
Okay.
They came out of an old personal collection,
Yes.
and whenever I saw those Seahorse whittlers, I said, "They're mine." And I was planning on holding them for later on this year,
Yeah.
and Terry found out that I had them. He said, "I want
Oh
them."
no, they're coming to the show.
So
It's very elegant when you customize that. That is a painted pony.
it is. It is.
And so we have this new, what do you call it? It looks like pebbles.
That's what we call a sand turquoise.
Sand turquoise.
Yeah, it looks like little pebbles of sand.
Yeah. And then golden jade jasper.
Yes.
Look at that mother of pearl stripe on a Seahorse whittler. I really can't even remember the last time I saw that
I was
frame.
told a couple of weeks ago.
How neat.
I was trying to get hold of some extra pearl. That it's going to get.
It's also getting really low.
It's going to get to the point that it's going to be harder to get. The white is probably going to be the bulk of it.
This is another knife, guys. If you're a collector, this is also just an extreme
Now,
find.
I don't know what the date is on this piece right here, but they haven't made a Seahorse whittler, I don't think, in 10 years.
It's been in the vault for a long time. Case likes to do that, vault their knives. Quick reminder, there's a knife out there called the Stallion. It's going to give you free ground shipping on your entire order. It's $19.95, 112640 on the Stallion. Make that part of your purchase day. Michael, we love you. We love your knives.
Love
we
you.
thank you so much for coming by here.
Pleasure to be here.
It's so fun. It's so fun to hear the inspiration, to see the knives, for you guys to get an opportunity to be, one of 5 people in the world to even own something like this. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. You can always go to our website, cutlerycorner.net.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.